Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. Property Tribes is on location at the Southampton Boat Show, and as many of you know, Nick and I originally got into property in around 2004 because we're very keen sailors and we hoped that one day we'd be able to afford a yacht. Well, we kind of got into motorhomes now, but we still come to the Southampton Boat Show every year because it's just a great day out and very inspiring. And in this video, I am going to share with you 5 things that property investors can learn from sailing. And today the sun is shining, beautiful afternoon, but of course storm clouds can very quickly gather, and they sure are in the private rented sector. So these are my top 5 things that property investors can take away from sailing. And at number 1 is, like when you're on a yacht, you must plot a course. If you don't know where you're heading, then you're just going to drift around and not make any real progress. So it's really, really important to start with your end goal in mind, whatever that might be, and then reverse engineer it back from there, and then work out the steps that you're going to take to actually reach that end point. So just like plotting a course, if you were going to go around the world in a sailing yacht, you must plot your course if you want to be successful in property. At number 2, it's very, very important that you sail your yacht efficiently and you trim your sails for the weather. Now, in a yacht, you actually have to be very, very aware of the weather conditions, and you need to be that because you need to prepare your yacht in advance of any bad weather that's coming. And you get the information you need from the weather forecast. And it's the same for property investors. You must make sure that you have all the information to hand to be able to weather any storm that comes into our sector. And the weather forecast for property investors, I would say, is Property Tribes, of course, and also reputable information sources like the National Residential Landlords Association. Very, very important to get your information from the correct source. I don't recommend that you look at all the gurus on YouTube with their clickbait headlines and videos, because that's not really an authentic source of information. If you don't have a weather forecast at sea, you're going to get caught out and you're likely to get into serious trouble. And the same is if you're not educated and informed in property. At number 3, I've got a motion in a yacht called heave to. And that is when, if you're in very, very challenging conditions, you can actually stop the yacht dead in the water by configuring the sails and the rudder in a certain way. And it's a way to ride out a storm. And the same can be said for in property. If you are in very stormy conditions, just heave to, take a breather, sit it out, just reflect on everything, gather information, and then when you have everything you need to move forwards, then you can start off sailing again. So it's true that in many, many yacht races where there's been horrendous storms, the most boats that have survived are the ones that hove to and didn't try to race for port. So, you know, there's a lot of talk in property, quite rightly, about taking action all the time, but sometimes it's actually okay to heave to and just take a little bit of time to work out your next move. Hi, Vanessa here. I'm just popping in to say that to help maintain Property Tribes as a free-to-use community resource, we need your help, please. Maybe you'll consider using one of our partners, such as Property Tribes Financial Services, who are whole of market for buy-to-let and can assist you with all your financing needs to grow your portfolio. Please give the friendly team a call on 01206 654444 or click on the link in the video description. Now, back to your video. At number 4, I've got autopilot. Lots of yachts now can be used on autopilot, where you just set up everything and then you can just leave the yacht basically to sail itself. And the same can be said in property thanks to digital tools like our friends and partners at Lendlord. So you can use Lendlord to automate vast swathes of your property business and save you a lot of time and effort. But of course, if something arises where there's an actual task that you need to do, then Lendlord will notify you of that, and you kind of go off autopilot, do the tasks you need to do, and then reset the autopilot. So do take advantage of all the digital tools out there for landlords, particularly Lendlord. It's absolutely brilliant, and we've got a 40% discount off premium feature upgrades happening right now. So I'll put a link to that in the description. And finally, if you're a yacht owner, it's a good idea every year to get your yacht out of the water onto the hard, scrape all the barnacles off the bottom, check all the systems, check it's watertight, and that is a good thing to do, metaphorically speaking, with your property portfolio. So once a year, again, probably using your Lendlord software, you should take time to review your property portfolio to make sure that it's all functioning at its maximum and most efficient capacity. So you might see that you can increase some rents, you might see that you've got some equity release possible, you might see that it's time to remortgage. So do that little exercise once a year to prepare your property portfolio for the next 12 months. And if you do all of the things that I've recommended, then you are going to enjoy much plainer sailing in the private rented sector, despite the more increasingly choppy waters that we're all facing. So I hope you have found that interesting. Just want to say, if you like our content, please do subscribe, smash the notifications bell and hit the like button. And also, I should also add actually that when you get your property portfolio, metaphorically speaking, out of the water once a year, very good time to chat to your mortgage broker as well, and there may be opportunities there for equity release or getting better rates, something of that nature. Rates are coming down all the time as I speak, so that's a very good bit of advice there as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Property Tribes TV.